Freem Family Brewers has opened up a second location in Milwaukee just south of Portland, so you're now less than a half hour away from their 20-plus taps of award-winning beer and consistently delicious food. Plus, they're in an old firehouse where they turned the old fire pole into a fully functioning tap, which I think is really cool. And if beer isn't really your thing, well, they also have 3 bars with seasonal cocktails. Freem Milwaukee is open daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Head over to freembeer.com for a full menu. That's PFRIEM beer.com. Looking for something different than the usual sports scene? Head over to Sticky Wicket, Portland's home for foreign sports. You can go watch cricket at all times, but there's also plenty of men's and women's soccer, rugby, Aussie rules football, and so much more. There's drag bingo at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays, trivia also at 7 on Thursdays, and free metal darts whenever. So get out of the house and cheer on your extremely niche sports team together. Visit Sticky Wicket in St. John's. For more info, go to stickywicketpub.com. That's stickywicketpub.com. Hey, it's Claudia Meza, host of CityCast Portland, just jumping in to say, like all of us, we're tracking the developments of President Trump's plan to send troops to Portland. As of the time that I'm taping this on Monday, Oregon is pursuing a temporary restraining order to stop the deployment. We plan to talk about the situation as it unfolds this Wednesday in our midweek roundup, as well as on our Friday roundup if there is more to report. In the meantime, we want to hear from you. What questions do you have about how all of this is going to play out? Email us at portland@citycast.fm or leave a voicemail at 503-208-5448. All right, let's get to today's show where we talk about another lovely neighborhood in our beautiful city. Today on CityCast Portland, we're continuing our neighborhood guide series where we talk with Portlanders about the good, bad, and ugly of where they live. And this time, we're talking about Northeast Portland's Rose City Park neighborhood with longtime resident Jillian Kennedy, who also happens to be CityCast's Chief Marketing Officer. She's going to tell us why Rose City Park might be the perfect place for you if you love snacking and being besties with your neighbors. Oh, and if you've been thinking about getting your windows replaced before winter comes, stick around after the interview for a sponsored chat with Christine Waltz, the Regional Director of Window Nation. She's got some pretty good deals to share with our listeners. It's Tuesday, September 30th. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. Hello, everyone. Before Jillian jumps in to give us her guide of Rose City Park, and she's right here, by the way, held captive until I'm done pitching. Say hello, Jillian.
Hello.
Well, first, I wanted to thank everyone so far who has signed up to become a CityCast Portland neighbor. This is the last week of our fall membership campaign, and we still need more listeners to step up and support this show. Every day, we share stories that help you better understand your neighbors, celebrate what we all have in common, and wrestle honestly with where we disagree. And I know you guys disagree a lot with what you're hearing here, with what you're hearing out there. But we believe that for Portland to thrive, we need to connect across our differences, and we know that you count on us to help make that possible. So when you become a CityCast Portland neighbor, you're helping sustain this essential local conversation, including these neighborhood guides, which I know a lot of you are using as ideas for date nights because you've written in, and we specifically even threw in a question asking, what is the perfect date night in this neighborhood? And it's because we listen to you. We want to help. So just $10 a month or $100 a year, you can keep us going. And it's the last week to get that free tote bag if you sign up by Friday. Go to membership.citycast.fm. That's membership.citycast.fm. All right, Jillian, we're going to do this now. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm ready, but we're going to try.
Well, before we get into specifics, just a full disclosure, Jillian works for CityCast. She's part of our team. I know she's part of like the larger team, but we as Portlanders claim her because she lives here. And we once had a meeting at our house at Rose City Park. And I got to tell you, that was the first time I was like in Rose City Park proper. And I was a little confused because for some reason in my head, Rose City Park is like deep southeast. But I was like, wait, this is northeast. What are the boundaries? Because I'm like, I don't... Where? How are you contained?
Okay, so I actually had to look this up. The official boundaries are on the west, northeast 47th Avenue. On the east, northeast 65th Avenue. On the north side, it's northeast Fremont.
Okay.
And then on the south, it actually goes all the way to like Banfield Expressway, I-84, and the Max Transit line. But I was so bummed when I looked these up because I learned that the formal boundaries cut off some of my favorite neighborhood spots. So if it's all right with you, Claudia, I'm going to define Rose City as the blocks that I can easily walk to and that my kids can easily scoot to. That's where we are.
We're just because we like you, we're gonna allow it. I need you to know that when we
breaking the rules.
Yeah, when we first started this guide, I had a map, and if somebody would, so I mean, you might remember if somebody would be like,
I actually do remember this. You're like, that's
I'm
not.
Like, actually, that's not in Kenton, my friend. That's across the street. But then we realized that so many neighborhoods are just like that. You know, we share these like spots, and that is part of your neighborhood. To say it's not part of your neighborhood is not truthful. So yes, we will. As we say, it is spiritually part of your neighborhood. We are going to allow it. So give me your best Rose City Park pitch. What do you love about living in your neighborhood?
It's the really amazing community, hands down. Just as an example, everyone on my street has this shared text thread, and it's been going on for years. We call ourselves the Ramblers. We even have a name. And we share everything. It's everything from, gutter cleaning recommendations to news of, I don't know if you all have had Nico's Real Fruit ice cream, but it started in our neighborhood and they are moving and we're so upset about it. You can still find them on Killingsworth. But that was big news in the text thread. If somebody gets a new pet that's joining their family, then we all like go and meet the pet. Or even we've had some really cool creative projects launch. Like I have a documentary filmmaker that lives nearby. So when her project launched, it was like, whoa, let's go see it in theaters. So just the community of it.
Oh my God, I have a text thread that I just have with one neighbor. My one neighbor. That sounds like a really like grassroots next door,
Yeah, without all of the angry, weird stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, without all the dog whistles. Okay, so we've talked a bit about the positives. Now, what are a few of your personal Rose City Park gripes?
Oh, okay. This is a little tricky, but there's a ridiculous amount of rabbits.
I'm sorry. Your gripe is that there are too many adorable rabbits? Wait, what are they doing to the landscape? Is that what it is? Are they eating all your carrots?
Yeah, they are literally eating all my carrots. And case in point, I walked out the door this morning and these rabbits had chewed through all of the irrigation in my garden, and it was like a Bellagio fountain going off in my yard. There was just like water spraying everywhere. So I know what this sounds like. Like rabbits, so cute. I went through that phase too. But imagine so many rabbits that they're no longer cute. And that's what's happening at Rose City Park. That's a rough one.
Yeah, it is though. I'm laughing, but I totally, if my irrigation system were chewed up anytime, it is an adorable NIMBY gripe though. Okay.
Yes. So I don't know if my next gripe makes it any better, but we're interestingly like up on this hill. You can feel it when you're driving up Sandy. And then if you're kind of ever on Alameda Ridge, Alameda isn't in Rose City, but it's kind of like that same hill. So even when the rest of the city is like back at it after a storm or snow or whatever, it's like us in the West Hills that are still just completely iced in. Like you can't get down Sandy without ending up in, a building. So I guess that would be one other gripe. It's a little colder up here than the rest of Portland.
Yeah, solid gripe. Oh, man.
One other one, not to really lay it on thick. I actually have more positives than negatives about Rose City. But, I love Sandy. I love watching it kind of grow and change. And there's so many businesses that are trying to make it work along Sandy. And it just hasn't quite hit its stride yet to keep them all in business. So there's just a lot of turnover, vacant storefronts, things like that. It's going to keep trying though. So it's not a gripe per se as much as like a wish to the universe that that Sandy can kind of come into its own because it's a great little spot. And the places that have stayed there and stayed open and stayed through the pandemic, They're amazing.
Yeah, especially in that area, that strip. We'll get more into it, but yeah, there's a lot of gems in that area. All right, well, let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the places that you would take someone new to your area. You know, traveling after Labor Day might be a cheat code because trails and beaches are less crowded and we're past all those scorching hot days. So if you're looking to explore a bit more of Oregon before the rains come, skip Airbnb and Vrbo and hit up Cascadia Getaways. They're locally owned and operated by Oregonians who love this state as much as you do. Plus, they're on average 5 to 15% cheaper than most of these larger vacation rental platforms. They've got stunning homes across Mount Hood, the coast, Central Oregon, and more. And if you're currently in the market for someone to manage your vacation property, Cascadia Getaways is always looking for local partners. Whether you choose to book with Cascadia Getaways or another property manager, remember just to book direct, book local, save money. It's a win-win. Visit CascadiaGetaways.com to book your next trip or connect with their team. That's CascadiaGetaways.com. If you've been thinking about replacing your old and drafty windows, Window Nation is having a flash sale right now that's running through September 30th, where they're taking 60% off all windows. And you can choose from over 1,500 styles and colors, and Window Nation uses windows made right here in Portland by Milgard that come with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation also has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and over 45,000 5-star reviews. There's a reason Forbes recently ranked them highest on their list of best window installation companies. You can trust Window Nation for high-quality, affordable windows. And right now, you can also put zero down, make zero payments, and pay zero interest for 2 years. That's right, you could pay nothing until 2027. Schedule a fast, free estimate now with Window Nation at windownation.com. That's windownation.com. License number OR 249065. All right, we're back. But before we get into it, Jillian is also dancing for her dinner tonight because she is part of the CityCast family. She's going to pitch. I'm really excited about this, actually, Jillian. I feel like we're making too much of it, but this is exciting stuff.
You're making me nervous, Claudia. Come on. Well, okay. I'm really passionate about membership here at CityCast. You know, a lot of our listeners are transplants to Portland, and they tell us CityCast has helped them feel at home here. And that's what we're all about, making our city feel more like one big neighborhood. I was actually a transplant about 20 plus years ago. And now with each new friend that I convince to move here, the first thing I do is send them a link to CityCast Portland as a way to help them get settled, explore all those, nooks and crannies of Portland, and as an opportunity to start getting to know their neighbors across the city. So for those of you like me that feel more connected to our city through these daily conversations that CityCast offers up, there's a way for us to become even more deeply connected by signing up as a member and becoming a CityCast neighbor today. So with our membership, we get access to curated member events like local walking tours hosted by Claudia or behind the scenes tours of great local institutions, and even just getting specially curated emails with first looks at local events or free tickets to things. Basically, all the things that we need to feel even more rooted here so we can keep building the community that we all want to belong to. So the pitch is become one of the CityCast Portland neighbors. Today, you can support the show for $10 a month or $100 a year. You can do it by going to membership.citycast.fm. And I think if you sign up this week, you get this very cool Portland tote bag. And looking at this thing, like, can I sign up twice? I want that. Like, that's amazing.
I think we can just give you one, Jillian.
Can I get one? I am already a member, so maybe, I don't know. I don't want any special treatment,
No, oh my
Claudia.
God.
I just,
Jillian is a member. She's also the head of all of CityCast, marketing. So I think we can get you a goddamn tote bag.
Where are these tote bags?
I
How do
don't
I
know.
get one?
John is the keeper of the tote bags. He's actually the one
it's
making
John.
them. He's sewing every one of them.
Sewing every one.
And that's why he's out today.
I'm going to break into his house. It'll be great.
When you were doing your excellent pitch, by the way, Jillian, excellent pitch, I was thinking, it was like, what we're trying to do is we're trying to be that neighborhood text thread.
Yes. Yeah, like the group chat for your city. Yeah.
We're the group chat for your city. All right. So back to your Rose City Park neighborhood guide. Where would you take someone new to the area?
Okay, so speaking of, I literally have a friend that just moved here, and so we did this. So I would do a loop walking west down Sandy. In our family, we actually call it snacking down Sandy.
So
I don't really know why, but that's just what we call it. And so first you grab a morning coffee or tea at Case Study Coffee. My husband's more on the coffee side. I'm more on the tea side. So like, I gotta say their matcha and their golden milk are so good. And then you actually take your drinks next door and get as many of the amazing treats at Bake Shop that you can feasibly put in your belly. Like, there's so many. I highly recommend getting a bunch to split. But I don't know, are you familiar with Bake Shop?
I've been to Case Study, never been to Bake Shop.
You gotta go next door. And they sell out pretty quickly, but like one of their recent concoctions, I just was looking this up, but like it's sweet figs tossed with sour cherries and brown butter piled on top of lemon-scented ricotta cream, baked until dark and crisp and lightly sweetened with a balsamic cherry syrup. And they have like a whole shelf of like amazing figs. So they're amazing. It's really, really delicious. So that's where we'd start.
Okay.
Then just to like kind of get some movement after consuming that many baked goods, keep walking down Sandy and you'll hit the post office right there and hang a right. And then you can start like climbing up into the neighborhoods just under Alameda Ridge. And there's all these secret staircases at the ends of the street down there. So walk around, stop at all the little free libraries on your way. And eventually you hit Fremont, where then you can start walking east back up Fremont. So you can stop at places like Bagel Land or Grand Central Bakery if you wanted something a bit more substantial. You can poke into, there's like this amazing local Oregon art gallery. There's a thrift store, letterpress stationer, plant store, kids bookshop, kind of all just like fun stuff to go and look at and get this Portland vibe. But honestly, what we're really doing is just making our way to Pip's Original Donuts and Chai. You can't be a new Portlander without having your Pip's experience. And just get the chai sampler. You know you want to. Just do it and try them all. It's a great conversation starter. You pick your faves. And I have to tell you, the seasonal donut flavor right now is a malted milk cream and a harvest peach. You got to get there.
I love that you're like, I don't know why we call it snacking down Sandy, but that's just what my family calls it.
Yeah. You can notice a theme here. This is how we spend our time. I will say there's one final stop on this tour, though, that is not specifically food related. But after you've hit up Pips, keep walking up Fremont, and there's the sweetest little clay shop called Owl and Bee. And they've got, kids camps in the summer. We've had a ton of birthday parties there, but grown-ups can actually go there too. You can have a happy hour and you literally are just getting your hands dirty, making clay things with the instructors. It's just the sweetest space. So you can bring your own drinks.
That's so cool. Huh.
They're so great.
Okay, so where would you take someone on the perfect date? So this is a little bit more romantic.
Yeah, I'm into that because tomorrow is actually my 15th anniversary, my 15th wedding anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We've been thinking about this a lot. So we would go back to Fremont. There's this great game shop called Puddletown Games, and you can actually you can buy anything you want, but you can rent games. So just for the night or the weekend, try them out, see if you like them. So we'd rent a game. My husband is an arborist, so we've been really into Forest Shuffle these days. Highly recommend. It's very fun. Wilmot's Warehouse is also a really fun game with kids and things like that. So they have it there. They'll give you great advice about what would be the perfect thing to play that day. So we'd take the game and actually go over to Sandy and go sit on the patio at Clyde's Prime Rib.
Oh, yeah.
Play a little game, grab a bite. And just to mention the food part, and since we're back on Sandy, this is part of the Snacking Down Sandy theme here. But at Clyde's, you can always get the steak. It's always a solid choice. But honestly, for us, it's all about the truly classic shrimp cocktail and the fried chicken. I know that's a little surprising, but you gotta like a good shrimp cocktail as a East Coast transplant. Like, oh, it's just perfect.
Yeah. What kind of shrimp? It's not the little ones, is it?
No.
Okay, good. I remember that disappointment that I had when I first moved up here. They're like shrimp cocktail, and I didn't realize it was the little guys that we're known for. And I remember I almost cried.
Yeah, I will let you know after my big date tomorrow. But yes, so, if you want to stay out a little later, the music in the bar at Clyde's is just so fun. It's amazing. Yeah. There's great music. I actually don't know what's playing tomorrow. We'll just go and see
probably
what's there.
Cool Breeze. It's probably Cool Breeze, I'll tell you what.
I'm into it. Let's do it. And then, because the really good dates usually end with breakfast, I do have to call out Little Griddle for breakfast the next day. It's walking distance. It's got super cozy tables for two and just like the best Benedicts. So it's a perfect end to a great 24-hour date.
Aw, that is so sweet. Okay, I love that. But let's take a quick break here, and when we come back, we're going to talk more about where the locals are hanging out and fun facts about Rose City Park. Okay, I have the next 60 seconds to convince you to go check out Doer Jeans. You can time me. Are we ready? Okay, go. Doer makes stylish, bike-friendly clothes that are designed to keep you cool, comfortable, and looking good. They're pioneers of blending technical innovation with everyday clothing without it looking like boring athletic wear. Like, even if these clothes weren't made with Coolmax, which is supposed to regulate your body temp and wick moisture, you would want to wear them. They gave me a pair of jeans to try out, and y'all, they look good. And they're not harnessing the full power of the sun and directing it straight to my legs like most other jeans do when it's sunny and above 70 degrees. Doer is opening a new store right here in Portland on Northwest 23rd. And CityCast Portland listeners get 15% off their first order. You can either just mention the code CCPDX for your first in-store purchase or go online at shopdoer.com/CCPDX. That's shopdoer.com/CCPDX. 60 seconds on the dot.
Hey there, I'm Aileen. I'm a CityCast Portland neighbor. I moved to Portland in 2000 and immediately found my people in the biking community. The streets were paved with biking gold, and I knew I was never leaving. I've always loved Portland's creative and innovative spirit. It's the kind of place where people try new things. CityCast Portland taps into that same energy. I love the podcast's short, digestible format, which is just enough to keep me informed without being overwhelmed. It feels fun and local, with a diversity of voices you don't always hear elsewhere. I especially love when they bring in comedians to weigh in on city issues, because it's a reminder that news can be smart and enjoyable. What moved me to become a neighbor was 503 Day. That celebration of Portland was such a joyful reminder of why I love this city. Signing up was easy, and it feels good to know I'm contributing to an important local resource. Portland deserves a daily conversation that's as creative, vibrant, and special as the city itself. Join me and become a CityCast Portland neighbor at membership.citycast.fm.
All right, so we've heard about where you take someone new to the area, where you would take someone on the perfect date. Let's talk about where the locals are just hanging out, like everyday stuff, nothing fancy.
Nothing fancy. I'd say first and foremost, block parties. Maybe I'm just coming off the summer, but there's always a street blocked off with music pumping and the smell of potato salad wafting through the air. There's just always a block party in Rose City, which is really fun. But year round, as we get into some of the rainier, colder months, you'll find the locals at Bearlick Brewery's Barley Pod down on Halsey. It's really fun. It's anchored by the actual Bearlick Brewery, or they don't brew there, but they have, all of their beers on tap. And then there's some amazing food carts just in that little area. So you can take the dog there, go hang out. There's great seating and all of that. The locals are also at Peter's Bar and Grill. It kind of looks like a dive, but it weirdly has really great fresh salads and like the cutest little burgers you've ever seen. So it's like, I don't know, check it out. For an actual dive, though, the locals are probably over at Mad Hannah. That's kind of up a ways on Fremont. And they actually just had a brand new pizza spot, Cutie Pie, open up next door. It's got like really fun vibes, great kids options. That'll be perfect as the weather cools off. My neighbors on the text thread are all about Javi's. It's a great like newish breakfast spot with things like churro waffles and tequila veggie scrambles and all kinds of fun stuff.
I think that might be Javi's.
Oh, that would make sense.
I just want you to know, if you want to look real cool to the text thread. I mean, actually, I don't know how they would even
I know.
read
I'll send them a voice text and be like, correction, actually, it's Javi's.
So Javi is short for Javier.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yep.
Yeah, it's a little nickname.
That makes a lot of sense.
Cute. Okay, Javi's.
So there's this other big new record shop and punk music venue, and it's called Blackwater Records. Yeah, it's brand new, and I love it when they have shows because the queue like lines up all the way up Sandy, and it's like this like black studded catwalk fashion show. It's amazing. Like as everybody's waiting to get into the venue, like. So I haven't been yet. It's pretty new, but it's awesome. I'm so glad it's in the neighborhood. That's part of the Sandy revitalization. So that's
cool.
Great. And then one other mention is that a lot of locals are gathering at Rose City Park. It's such a jewel of our little neighborhood. It's near the golf course. There's Little League games, summer concerts. That's where our sledding hill is. It even has one of those like really old, super tall metal slides that like slingshots your kids off the bottom of it. Like the ones that you can't believe are still around because of like the liability, but your kids love it because it's such a thrill. So it's got one of those. It's a great destination.
Yeah. But I wanted to shout out, so Blackwater Records, I guess they used to be in Northeast Broadway. This is what I'm hearing. But for those who aren't from that area, really haven't seen the transition, but they moved in where Laurelwood Brewing Company used to be. So they took over that space, which is awesome that space is being used. R.I.P. Laurelwood, though.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, before we wrap up, is there anything else you want to mention about Rose City Park?
Yeah, actually, it's a really special part of Rose City Park that I haven't mentioned yet. Right around the edge of that park, along Sacramento Street, a group of local folks in the neighborhood are lovingly restoring the entire bluff with native plants. So they've been working on it for a few years now. Yeah, it used to be just taken over by brambles and things like that. And they're like, every Sunday, they are out there propagating their own plants and getting them into the ground. And it's just been amazing to see over the years, like the return of birds and bees. And like, of course, now like there's a coyote. I think the golfers even like have him named. I can't remember what his name is. So if anybody out there knows it, write in. But this coyote has a name and he like hangs out. That's like where he lives. He's in his habitat now. So there's a main trail running through there that has educational signs. And it's just this amazing example of what neighbors can do when they come together with purpose. So my neighbor that lives, they're on the text thread, they live just down the street. They introduced me to this Rose City Bluff Restoration group. It's the same neighbor that made a beehive on his roof and shares the honey with us all up and down the street. So that's just what kind of neighborhood this is. It's so special in that way.
I need to tell you that I've hosted a lot of these neighborhood guides. I've never been like slightly jealous of a neighborhood. I am slightly jealous of your neighborhood. Slightly jealous.
You come here anytime you want, Claudia.
Really
you come
sweet.
here anytime. You are welcome. Welcome anytime. You know where it is now. So.
I do. If you also live in Jillian's neighborhood and you're like, what, that sounds so great. Rose City Bluff Restoration actually has an Instagram. We'll like throw it in so you guys can check it out. That is so cool. I have a friend who's really into taking over these unused spaces and making them into these habitats. So it's just so cool to see that happening elsewhere.
It really makes a difference. It's totally changing that space for people and for the animals. Like it's pretty cool.
Oh, can I just shout something out that I think is actually in your neighborhood?
What?
Dues. Isn't Dues like...
Dues is in the neighborhood. Yes.
Okay, I need you to know that Dues is the best teriyaki. And if you haven't been, or if you went and it was an off day, you go, just get the chicken. It's so good. Freaking shout out Dues.
It's so good. Dues is like right next to Case Study and Bake Shop too. So you could just like hang out there all day. But Dues, I feel like it's basically the aroma of Rose City Park. Like if you were in Rose City, you've arrived at Rose City Park if you can smell delicious teriyaki. That's how you know you're here.
Yeah, and so I just wanted to shout out Dues because it's one of my favorite spots. It's like, honestly, Clyde's and Dues is the only reason that I go to Rose City Park. So,
and for me,
and now
for
you,
me now
you. Of course. Thanks again, Jillian, for hanging out with us. We really appreciate your time, and I'll see you on Slack, I suppose.
Yeah, see you on a Zoom call, see you on Slack. Hopefully see you in Northeast. Thank you so much. This has been really fun.
And a special thank you to our newest CityCast Portland neighbors, Crystal M, Allie Y, Kai M, Stephanie W, Kathleen M, and Aaron A. Thank you all so much. Your support helps ensure that Portland has a stronger local news landscape. And in times like these, we need local news more than ever. If you too want to help support local news and also grab yourself a free tote bag, head over to membership.citycast.fm and sign up today. We're in our final week of our drive, and we really need your help. That's membership.citycast.fm. Also, hang tight, because if you are looking to buy some new house windows before the weather turns, Christine Walls, the regional director of Window Nation, is sitting down with me for a sponsored chat, and she's got a few offers that might be of interest to you. So, Christine, a lot of Portlanders care deeply about sustainability. How big of a difference, like actual difference, does changing out your windows make? Because I have anecdotal evidence, but I don't actually have like, this is the actual percentage or whatever.
Well, older windows will make your HVAC system work harder and to keep your house cool or to keep your house warm. So when you replace your windows, it ensures that your heating and your cooling systems work normally. And that will help reduce your costs, sometimes as much as 30%. With Portland's mix of rainy winters and the warm summers, that makes energy efficient windows one of the most impactful things that you can do to help regulate your indoor comfort year-round. Beyond the savings, it's really about reducing your home's carbon footprint as well, something that really resonates if you're eco-conscious like myself.
Yeah, I recently got all of my windows, like all of the old ones, switched out. And I immediately noticed it because I was like cranking my AC last year, like 67 just to feel cool. And now I'm like at 74. It's insane. It was just like such a visible, because I could see it like in the thermometer or whatever, but like also just like, wow, that was crazy. Like 5 windows would do that.
It's incredible how noticeable it is.
Yeah. Well, I know you also offer Milgard windows, which is actually the windows I used, which is a trusted brand around here. What makes that option stand out for Portland homeowners?
They're a local brand. They're somebody who knows what the Northwest needs in order to, be comfortable in our homes and deal with our unique climate. In fact, they're all manufactured here in the Pacific Northwest. I live probably 20 minutes from one of their manufacturing plants. I've been through it myself, and seeing how everybody takes the pride in their manufacturing and the process so that they can provide a trusted brand. It's incredible to be part of that. And knowing that it's really going to hold up in Oregon's wet weather and temperature swings, I'm not surprised to hear that you immediately notice the difference.
Yeah, I had no idea that Milgard was like that local, honestly. I didn't know like we actually had a facility here that's making the windows.
Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite parts. Here at Window Nation, we partner with many major manufacturers, but when we come into a community, we look for ones that are local, that understand the unique needs of the communities that we're going to be serving. So we're really proud to partner with Milgard.
Well, I just heard that Window Nation has also teamed up with the Portland Thorns and even local Little League teams, which is adorable. So how is that part of your business plan? Like, why is that an important part of what you do?
Yeah, we really believe in investing in our communities. As a mom here of Little Leaguers, I like being part of the connection that you receive and learning about the families and helping sponsor what brings people together. So really, the Portland Thorns for us was kind of an extension of that. Their strength, their teamwork, that local pride, that really aligns with how we serve our customers. So for us, it's not really just about selling windows, but it's really about becoming part of the community there in Portland.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. I have 9-year-old twin boys.
Oh, really?
My days are very busy with sports.
Is it just baseball that they're doing?
No, they do soccer and swim. They also ski. I was going to say, so my 9-year-old boys also are part of the ski team in the winter. So we spend a lot of time up in the mountains around here in the Northwest. In fact, I grew up here, so I'm excited to start getting them introduced to various mountains, specifically over in Oregon.
That is so cool. Yeah, well, I hear there's even a perk for getting outdoors at places like Mount Bachelor. Can you tell us about this, like what the Icon Pass promotion is about? By the way, I just want you to know that whenever I'm looking to buy stuff, I always look for these promotions because it always happens around the winter when they're just like, oh, if you buy a Subaru, or like if you get this, I'm always looking around. So I love that you guys are doing this. How can a customer take advantage of this Icon Pass promotion?
Yes, I'm super excited to be partnering and be able to offer 2 passes for a whole home of windows. So when you're making a purchase of a house of windows with Window Nation during the winter, you're going to receive 2 passes for a 2-day session at any of the Icon resorts. I think there's somewhere around 44 of them that are going to be included, which includes Mount Bachelor. So I like to think of that as a way to thank our customers and encourage them to enjoy the beautiful outdoors that the Pacific Northwest has to offer. And maybe I'll see them on the hill.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be awesome. Would you be wearing like a comically large window outfit, or in the back of your suit, would it just say Window Nation?
Maybe it'll be my beanie when I'm in the lodge.
Okay. I mean, I guess that would work too. Well, Christine, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for being here. Again, if you need some new windows, check out windownation.com to learn more. We'll have that link for you in our show notes as well. Thank you so much for listening. And thanks again, Christine.
Thank you so much, Claudia.
That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend or rate and leave us a good review. It really helps us out. And don't forget, you can support this show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast neighbor. Just visit membership.citycast.fm for all the details. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you at Slim's.